Hey everybody, welcome to the Auman Landscape YouTube channel. We're here in Bradenton, Florida. I want to check out something real quick here at the Lawntreprenuer Academy Hype House and Hardscape Academy Hype House. But here's a project I wanted to show and check out for a client of mine. This is a product called Fleximat. There's some other videos we saw on our YouTube channel way back of us installing this stuff in commercial applications. I've got a residential pond application that I want to put this stuff on, and this is on this Fleximat company's website of a case study they did to stabilize a pond bank without doing riprap all the way around it. And what this stuff is these concrete chunks poured on top of a Geogrid, which you can see that netting or mesh right there, and it's laid in there on top. You prep the bank a little bit and then you roll the stuff out on here. It's really challenging because it's a really heavy, flexible, giant fruit roll up that weighs like 5,000 pounds. It's really a pain, but some more duck thing over there. But the idea is it helps reduce erosion, but lets you know, stuff grow through it for vegetation and, you know, erosion control. And I want to check it out. So this has been in the ground, I thought a couple years, but I think longer than that, because the knees of this cypress tree are growing up. These cypress knees, it was originally thought that these were to exchange gas and oxygen out of the soil, you know, from growing into the water and all that stuff. But now I guess the thoughts on that are changes, and they don't know what these knees really do. So kind of interesting. But those are cypress knees. Isn't that cool? But this Fleximat stuff here comes in all sorts of different size rolls, and it's not an endorsement of the product or the company or anything, but we've used this on some commercial projects, and I like the concept of it. And AJ Brentel, who's with us right there, he's used it on a bunch of projects. But they say the right spec is an 8-foot roll keyed in 1 foot, so you dig a trench the whole way around. You put 1 foot of that buried in there, so it helps hold it on the bank, and about 4 feet in the pond, 3.5 above water, vice versa, whatever. But what that does is they say the 4 foot below water, what it does is it allows it, or it prevents muskrats from boring in and messing up your banks and your dam and all that stuff. And then the additional 3.5, 4 feet above grade makes a more stable surface for mowers to run along here, because I think we all know how dangerous it is to mow along retention ponds like this. You know, with mowers flipping into ponds and stuff, we all know the horror stories involved with that. They said a tilapia infestation got in here and undermined a lot of this, which I think I can see that, which is kind of crazy. I'm not sure how true that is, but it'd be pretty wild if that was the case here. We got some storm drainage here, and you know, inflows here from the parking lot running in. But really, overall, all the way around, this thing looks pretty good. And I think I'm going to be a pretty big advocate for this stuff going around a pond. Instead of doing riprap, I think riprap is the ugliest thing you could put around a pond. It's more cost effective, mind you, but when it comes to, you know, allowing vegetation to go down through here but not have that erosion and scour, I mean, they did all the way around this thing. Looks pretty darn good. I gotta admit, I'm really pretty pleased with how that looks. So with that being said, folks, I think that's pretty cool. So there's one of the things that we're going to be talking about here at the Hardscape Academy, Lawntreprenuer Academy Hype House here for the week, and just touring a lot of stuff. This is in Bradenton, Florida. Product manufacturer out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know if they hauled it down or they got a local manufacturer for it, but this was cool. So hey, so we're checking this out, and it's kind of a neat install. And they've got these crazy thick, you know, industrial grade pavers here. I mean, look at this thing. That is a big, thick paver here. You know, ball cap, you know, that size beside it there. And then they've got it setting directly on a, daggone glasses, setting on this biaxial Geogrid, and then with like a number 8 size, like shell and coral crush for a bedding. And I'm curious, I don't know how heavy, if this has got a lot of coral in it. So, see, that's not too bad that's not as heavy as you would think that is. Have you picked, this thing's not as heavy as you would think for this size of paver. That's not as heavy. It must have a lot of that coral in there. Yeah, it would be, don't get me wrong, you're not hand laying this, but I bet you these did get hand laid. Actually, I know these got hand laid. But they got them setting on this biaxial Geogrid. It's biaxial because it's got strength in 2 directions. A uniaxial is only strength in 1 direction, but that distributes out that load, make us a little bit better for, you know, vehicular use. Obviously, open joints here. I don't know that this is gonna get infilled with anything. It'll be interesting to see. And then they got these these units here, I wonder if those get laid. I don't know anything about this system, so it's kind of interesting. If these were to get laid out in a line along here to allow a pipe to sit over top of them or something, or what? That would be pretty interesting to see. So anyways, just a kind of a neat install here, really wavy and not the best installation, it doesn't seem, just with screeding and screed layer and all that, or bedding layer, but I don't know, whatever. So kind of interesting.
You get it wet and it'll
So we're here, this is a Cat 395, it's a 95-ton excavator. I think it's a, I can't remember, a 6 or 8 yard bucket on there, skeleton bucket they call it, so the water comes out of it. They're mining out this limestone and shell and moving it out, process it, turn into saleable gravel and all that stuff, and then they're gonna build building pads also over for condos and things. But you can see just a monstrous machine, absolutely incredible. There you can hear them scraping across the bottom. This has all been, they've got, there's a drill rig over there, but they drill down and put dynamite in here and then blast it so it makes it easier for the hoe to dig up and pile and get ready for processing. So they'll drill down 25 feet, drill it, blast it. It throws these paper tubes. There's a cardboard tube. It'll throw them 200 feet in the air. But just amazing, absolutely incredible. Very cool. I want to show you a real big bucket here, or a handful of them. Check out these big skeleton buckets here. I mean, this thing is 6 feet across. This is a 6 or 8 yard bucket, I think. Just amazing, absolutely amazing. 336 hoe over there, a 349. Got a 323 up around the hill. We're gonna go check out a road project now. So, just craziness. How about this? Is this crazy or what?
awesome. This is crazy.
And now we're cruising on a roadbed or roadway that is made by QE, that company there that owns the quarry, and they also own a construction division. And we're driving on a road that sits on the base of material that came from the quarry we were just at. it on there. But yeah, clear in the back there. Pretty cool. Yeah, so you can see again up here, up ahead, there's more, there's your base material. Got a paver here, concrete paver, very cool. Some random guy. And then here's that base rock from the quarry we were just at. Pretty darn cool. And they're building, oh, they're building a high school back here. Holy cow. Look at that cramp Manitowoc crane. Holy crap. Big crane. Setting those big precast panels back there. That's so cool. We're checking out this concrete paving machine. This is a Wirtgen, whatever. In German, a W is a V, right? So, and V is W. So, anyways, that thing mounts under here, and this thing walks along. They'll literally dump concrete with a dump truck or whatever, or you can pour it in that thing and it'll feed it. This auger keeps the bed screeded out, and then this pulls it through, and then this works it and finishes it, and gets you a sidewalk, a curb if you put the right attachment on it, or a whole roadbed if it's one wide enough for it. So really really amazing machine here. $1 million, I'm sure. Just crazy.
One thing with the tilt rotators.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
I think it's important to preface, and we talked about this at dinner, that if you don't have somebody that's going to actually use it and learn how to run it, you need to be careful about buying it, because you don't want to invest that much money into something that your guys are not going to use, right?
Right. Yeah, 100%. And that's the dilemma Auman's at right now. With, I don't know that my guys would utilize the investment especially if we were to bump up to because we have a 3.5 ton hoe now. We really, ideally, a 5-ton minimum hoe is what makes the most sense with the tilt rotator.
Yeah, I think
Is that my understanding from you fellas?
I have a 4.5 ton, and I would not go smaller than that.
Okay, yeah, 4.5 ton.